target.
Yes.
Because they just couldn't get past that idea of like killing someone.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There you
go. So to backtrack, my favorite scene in Two Towers is
I was like, I don't know how we're gonna get effect.
I think it's the networks.
Yeah. It's gotta be. How you guys doing? How was your week?
It was good. I didn't pick up any overtime.
Nice.
Amazing. Yeah. Okay, we just dive into overtime really quick.
Hell yeah,
I want to. So the discussion that not the discussion, I've had light talks with Tanya is like, what am I going to do after we're done with the lease?
After what?
After I'm done with the store's lease.
So
that like big question. I'm gonna have some good opportunity, I believe. Like you have store under your resume. Like, why'd you shut it down? Did you guys fail? No, actually, I leased for now. Just didn't want to go further. Okay, you're hired.
Yeah.
Like really.
Yeah.
But that being said, it's like, what are the avenues that I'm gonna take? What are the navigation? I love the free time that I have. I do. Granted, there are some days where it's like, maybe I work
a bit too much. Yeah.
Whatever. Sometimes free time is a little too much. Maybe I need a little more structure. Whatever. I know I'm segueing, but I saw an article yesterday about the post office. And this guy jumps on.
Don't even do it.
I know, don't do it, but I wanted to talk about it. And like, I want to talk about every comment was negative, bro. Like every single fucking comment on there was negative. There was no positive comment at all, except for the money.
So, let me know when you're done. I have comments.
I want so it gets nasty real fast. So it was all, of course, some fucking TikTok thing because news is just better on TikTok apparently now, and that's just how people are paid to watch TikTok and write articles.
That hurts.
Yeah, it's stupid. So anyway, this postman takes a snapshot of his paycheck, and it was like $4,300 for the 2 weeks, like, which is a lot of money, and it's a lot of money, and you're taking home like what $2,800, like after taxes. It's like that's like cash money. Let's think about it. That's over $8,000 a month if you're working like that crazy. Now, that being said, this guy...
If you're working that crazy.
Yeah. We need helpers. We need people to work. And I already knew that the postal shortage was pretty dire. Not when you were working, Dalton, but I would say maybe a few years after you left the post office. I realized, like, the post office nearly needs motherfuckers to work. I couldn't do it. I had to be lying. It was... I know now, right? So then I read all the comments. The guy was like, I make over 6 figures a year. This is this. And like, you just watch, like, here's the workers that used to work there, Army. One guy was like, my parents worked there, retired there. It was great, blah, blah. We lived in a nice neighborhood, middle class, blah, blah. However, where's the however? It would have been nice to have my parents at home. It would have been nice to have a social life. It would be nice if my manager didn't get mad at me that I need to have 4 hours open before and after my shift. It didn't matter that I worked 12-hour shifts 7 days a week. I didn't have anything to do. But, the money was great.
Wow.
That was basically every single fucking comment. And I just think of Dalton.
Yeah.
Dalton skated by and worked 6 days a week. But it's illegal. They can't force you to work.
Yeah.
At that time, but then they can absolutely fire your ass. I feel like your turnover rate is a high 3 to 6 months. We're gonna get your ass in there, or you're gonna work your ass. We're gonna grind you down as much as possible. You're gonna quit. And we're gonna get somebody else to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Dalton,
Fuck, they were
Dots?
delivering. There was a lady delivering our mail, not even wearing a postal uniform at the store. She just walked in regular. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, the only thing that tells you we're in the post office, you have a postal bag.
So when you're new, you don't get a uniform.
It's
so
crazy.
They have like a community like thing. At least in Santa Rosa, they had like this just leftover clothes or whatever.
Oh,
you know,
disgusting.
So you could grab. I mean, I grabbed a couple and washed them heavily, but I actually had a good shirt that I really liked that I wore all the time.
Apron in and out, like,
yeah,
clothes in and out. Yeah.
Like when I left all my clothes, it would just went into that.
Yeah.
A couple points. I really liked working at the post office as far as like doing the job itself wasn't bad. It was kind of enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
Because some routes, they had one particular route where you do like half of 4th Street. It's weird how it was set up, but you would do like where the banks are by the theater.
Yeah.
And then you'd go up half of 4th Street and go all the way down. And then I think it's like Brookwood or whatever it is right there. You do all that stuff. And so that was all walking. And you just had like the little hand cart.
Yeah.
I really liked that route because, it was a nice workout.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's one thing.
Unless it was raining and then it wasn't good.
I don't think there's the main male guy that we have. I'm gonna say he doesn't work the crazy hours because the guy doesn't seem like he has that much money.
Yeah.
Based on he's coming to my store and he's told me that he doesn't want to spend money. So but that being said, he does look very content. He doesn't look like he's getting overworked. Like he literally just lollygags about his day.
They call it a regular. If like you how do you explain that?
He's a regular guy. Fuck him. He doesn't put in overtime. He's trash.
So like when you start, you don't have your own route. You're pretty much just throwing in whatever needs done for the day.
Yeah.
It goes by off seniority. So if your department or your place is all the routes are taken, or not all the routes are taken. I forget how they do it. If it's a certain amount of regulars or all the routes. I think if all the routes are taken, then you have to wait till somebody retires or leaves. And then they'll bump up the next person in the list. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Here's the shitty route. Go work this route in South Park.
And then after someone leaves, then there'll be a route bid and people grab it. And then you can try to bid and whatever.
How do you bid? Just your life?
So there's just like a paper.
Like hours. Like, all right, I'm going to put in this many hours this week. All right.
No, you work as many hours as they tell you.
But it's illegal. Like that's what I'm saying. It's illegal for them to force you to work.
Not necessarily. Not if it's in a contract, because you're in a union.
But you can't just join the union right when you start. You got to put in your dues, correct?
No, you join the union right away.
What?
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Right away. And,
that's crazy. So it's like you can't get fired, but then you forced to work crazy hours.
Oh, dude. So I would like you'd already scheduled like 5 hours or 5 days, 6 days, and then be like, "Hey, we need you to come in on your day off."
What? I thought the union was supposed to. Forgive me when I say this wrong, union people out there. It was an opportunity to be fucking lazy and then just keep getting raises every 6 months for not doing that much. It seems like the reverse union for the post office. It's like no.
I mean, they really helped you, and like whenever you get in trouble or something, or they try to.
It's hard to get.
No, they'd be going through. It'd be mail carriers that were going through it too, that are union workers.
Mm-hmm. So like once you're in the union, it's good. But how much of your paycheck went to the union?
It wasn't a lot. It wasn't anything I really noticed. Paychecks were good.
So much overtime.
Summertime slowed down a bit. Because when I was there, we had a lot of people.
Yeah. They must have an influx because I don't think like they're desperate for people. At least the route where I work, like I see the main guy all the time.
From what I remember, Roanoke Park wasn't too bad.
Like, I'm wondering if the area, like I feel like San Rafael is terrible. I feel like San Rafael area is really terrible. Yeah, because you just see the signs, like multiple signs that we're hiring. You walk into like the post office in San Rafael, there's like 3 people working and like 20 people in line. It was miserable.
Yeah, I never made no $4,000 every 2 weeks though.
Huh.
And I worked.
Yeah, but I don't think you work 7 days, 12-hour days.
I'd work about 5 to 6 days, 12-hour days, sometimes 14.
Honestly, bro, the taxes don't even matter at that point. Like, it's like you have to pay so much. Well, I mean, you're put in this higher tax. You get screwed by Uncle Sam. Depends on what you claim, and the fact that you might owe. Well, actually, no. If you have protection, you'd be fine. But you're not. You actually, we're getting to something else. Different topic.
Well, I want to give Dalton the
Real-
opportunity to rebuttal or comment on anything that Randy just said.
So real quick, being good at the post office it's one of those cliches where it's like when you're good at your job, you get more work. The regular people on the routes, they would legit take their time. So it took them all day.
Fuck yeah.
I was not the same. There was one route that I really, really liked, and the dude would take 8 to 9 hours to do it. I could do it in 4 hours. And so I would get it done, come back, and they'd be like, great, here's another route for you. Great, you got that one done? Cool. We have Amazon boxes we need to get out tonight.
See that I don't like that.
Yeah,
like at all. Like maybe take it on a second route where you can bang it out in like 2 hours, but then it's like you just say like I can bang this out in 4 hours. Let's say it takes half an hour to get back to your spot. Then it takes half hour to load up that truck. Then you got to go out for another 4 hours to bang out this other route. I mean, you're already fucked.
I honestly wouldn't have minded too much if I would have got 2 days off consecutively. I'd be like, sweet.
I don't think a lot of people would mind a lot of their jobs if they got 2 days off consecutively. Like my job got immensely better at 360 when I got 2 days off. But I had to force them to do that. Like,
that's why I love where I'm at, dude. I worked 132 hours this last pay period, and now I have the option to be like, nah, I'm good for right now.
It's a lot of extra time. Jesus.
I had 2 days off in like 2 weeks, if that. I think I had. Do we have 2 days? 1 or 2 days.
You know how Lowe's did it? They would fuck you. They figure out the system because a work week starts on Sunday, ends on Saturday. So what they could theoretically do, I've had to do this one time. I had to work like 10 days in a row. And they do it like everybody in Lowe's goes through it like one time. They're gifted like a weekend off, like whatever, it's retail. But when it happens, they start you on a Monday. And it goes all the way to like fucking Thursday of next week. And they're like, oh, well, like, whoa, yeah, there's my days. But then how they work it, they'll give you Friday, Saturday off, and they'll give you Sunday off because it's the start of a new week. So like you'll get screwed and have to work the 10 or 11 days right in a row, but then they'll gift you like a whole weekend off. Like weekend. Like, which was okay. I mean, it's Lowe's. I'm not going to leave after 8 hours.
Yeah.
But that was a way for them to scheme it so they could fly under the radar. Oh, I love corporate. I love it. I would do the same thing.
If you're thinking about going to the post office, do not do it.
I was actually
enticing. It's not worth it.
That's the thing. I was actually after I'm probably going to join the National Guard. I was 100% going to do it before we opened the store because we were sitting stagnant for 3 months and I left my other job. That would have been ample time for me to join in, J up for 2 months, do the boot camp for 6 weeks, come back out, and then closing the store for once a weekend is nothing to me.
Yeah.
And then benefits for life.
Yeah.
Benefits for life. And in that time, I might be getting like $2,000 a month from the military or something. And then I get the GI Bill. Then I can sit up my ass and go do like a couple classes at the JC and get paid $5,000 a month. Like, yeah. So like all signs to me after the store is closing, just join the National Guard. But obviously that's a part-time thing. Yeah. And then
but it's also a long-time commitment.
It's a 2-year commitment. It's a part-time 2-year commitment.
No.
What are you
relook at it?
All right. How about this? It doesn't fucking matter.
Sure, yeah. I don't want to dissuade you, but it's like one of those things where it's like if you join the Guard, right?
Yeah.
Like you're essentially on call. For like 10 years.
Yeah.
The government could be like, hey, we're activating you.
Honestly, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
No,
I'm saying I'm not. This is not that. That's not to
no. You know what the crazy part
dissuade
is?
you.
Like,
It's just understanding that like you are signing a contract with the government. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. You know what? You know what I was thinking about, and I did. We'll just segue into it.
Segue.
Is there any small parts of you that wish the zombie apocalypse would happen? I'm gonna say 100% yes.
I was walking my dog yesterday, and it's so funny you say this because this is definitely. I think about this often. I remember anytime I go into a grocery store, I remember I was in San Francisco or somewhere. Or no, maybe Roanoke Park. Maybe I came back for something. I was like in the grocery store looking at like all the alcohol, and I was with my friend, and I was just like, "Oh, we're gonna talk about that in a second. I have something cool to show you guys." And I was like, "Man, don't you wish that sometimes just the zombie apocalypse would just start so you could just like not pay taxes anymore and just do things?"
Yes.
And the person just looked at me. He's like, what the fuck did you just say? But there's times though where I think about it where I go, it would make things so much different.
Yes.
At the same point, there are so many things that we take for granted with like societal stuff. Like, cool, great, yeah, that one time I got to go to the grocery store and take whatever I want. Great, but then there's like no more food. There's no more food supply chains.
No more food.
So like
water.
Yeah. So deep down, there's some things that I was actually. That's like I know we talked about this on the podcast multiple times.
Yes.
About New Year's resolutions and how we all kind of are like, yeah, whatever. But my goal for 2023 early is to have like organizational stuff for kind of, I'll say, emergency situations, right? Yep. Like get a bug out bag fully ready to go, have like emergency supplies for like an earthquake stuff, get defensive stuff for the house if I need to.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Mainly just because I think that it's not a bad thing if you look at it just from the standpoint of, could you survive in your house for, a week or two after like a crazy earthquake and like thing can't leave your house or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Just do that, right? Do you have canned food? Do you have stuff that can like last, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. It's interesting. I know we're gonna bounce around, but I still want to talk about zombie apocalypse. But I watch a lot of active self-protection videos on YouTube. The guy, he goes over things, and he helps give a better understanding. Like, hey, it's not worth it for this. It's not that. Blah blah. Things that you should have done. And obviously, I have a firearm now. I look at things differently. I try not to react certain ways, even though it's impossible.
People just walking into your house.
Yeah. But even though I willfully open the door, so knowing, and then completely forget 2 minutes later, this guy. But yeah, I had a conversation with Tanya. I just told her, I'm like, hey, look, this happens. You just X, Y, Z. There is no Y or Z. This is X. This is what you do if this scenario happens. And when we have this conversation, some are serious. Some of it's like, I'm telling her this and she doesn't know how to respond because she knows it's serious, but all she can do is just kind of like chuckle or laugh.
Yeah.
I'm like, the gun's right here. The clip's in. The gun is not cocked. Okay. I need you to understand that. She's like, why are you telling me this? Like, kind of like laughing. Like, and without me really saying anything, it's like, why I'm telling you this.
Yeah.
Like, 100% no.
In that moment,
in that moment, but it's like, but they said one thing on active self-protection. This guy has like 2-point-something million subscribers. Most people wait until they're the victim to start fighting back.
Yeah.
And like, it's crazy. And when he said that, I was like, holy shit. And then you watch a video of somebody that's literally like, this is not going to happen to me. This guy's building a baseball bat. I'm just going to walk right by him. Blah, blah, blah. Douche. Dead. Well, maybe you shouldn't walk by that guy. You should have been aware of your surroundings, and maybe you shouldn't have waited because he just did it to somebody in front of you. Why didn't you think he'd do it to you? But like those scenarios, it's amazing that having that conversation, having this defensive stuff ready to go. Like I have a baseball bat next to my door just in case. Guns upstairs. I need to know. I want to get another gun just for downstairs because you just don't know. And then we're back to the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Pew pew.
If I join the National Guard, I will have more firearms. Whatchamacallit, of instruction or schooling or practice. It'll help. Maybe I get a CCW out of it easier. Yeah.
I was gonna say one thing. Well, actually, this is a perfect segue into it. I'm looking it up, and now I want to take more time to. Oh my god, that's sick. Sorry. I was gonna say, isn't it bad for the long term health of your magazines to store rounds in them in the gun?
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I need to check shooting school.
I was gonna say, because it's like, think about it in the magazine, right?
Yeah.
It's a spring, so you're basically putting that pressure on the spring
yes.
the entire time. So,
yes.
But I get it. So it's like, well, but there's also a concern. I don't think it's ever going to happen because I don't think it's ever going to get really wet inside the case. But there's a concern that like, if you have a magazine and you have rounds in your magazine, and then it gets like wet or like moist, not moist,
yes.
but whatever, the metal can expand, right? And then like, so it can cause like jamming issues, if you store something long term, right, like that. But it's probably in a dry place.
That's one thing I do when I have some more cash is actually take a gun safety course. And then actually I could go on YouTube and all this stuff, but I want to learn how to like take apart my gun, clean it, do everything in case I have like these scenarios.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god! Like, granted, if that scenario happened, I'm in a firefighter would die, but
yeah.
or get my face eaten off
by a shrieker. Yeah. Well, there's actually this really interesting place where they pay you to do gun safety.
What?
And it's called the Army.
No, God. I was like, what? Sign me up.
Maybe not so fast.
Yeah. Well, I'm not doing that shit. But
he says saying he's gonna join them. I'm gonna grab some more coffee. Keep going.
While he's grabbing coffee, I'm gonna grab coffee.
I'll be here.
Oh, he left? Well, the whole point was you guys were supposed to keep talking. Dead air. Wow, JARdon the mess on this one. All right.
Yeah.
Dalton, sorry about that then. Sorry about that, folks. Let's talk about
some music.
Okay. Yeah, music. What are you listening to?
You know what I've been listening to.
Oh, well, I want to wait for that for Randy because he was the one that catalyzed this. I have a big star next to it.
That was hilarious.
Let's talk about Warhammer then, since I wanted to share this when he was there, but now he's gone, so whatever. So, yeah, long story short, yesterday was a day where I had to deal with car stuff, and so I came home and I just wanted to do like me time, like chores and stuff, but also like I needed to. The thing I love about Warhammer and modeling is you can have a day where you feel it's really unproductive or like you didn't get as much stuff done that you wanted to. And you can build a model and you're like, oh, cool, or paint a model and you're like, I'm done. Cool. I look at this thing that I accomplished. So it's like, it's actually really good for my mental health to be like, see, look, I can get things done during the day. So yesterday I went through my box of shame, which is my big box of plastic that has not been built. I was like, what is today's challenge? And so I set out to build a Primaris repulsor tank.
That's dope.
Yeah. So everyone can, well, you guys can see it, but it was it took me a while, but it was actually really fun to build. And they always had these like options where it's like, do you want to put the guy on here or do you not? I was like, why would I not want to put the guy on here shooting this gun? This is sick.
Right.
So it's a lot of fun. And then I like kitted out the side of it with like gear. So it's just like, like you have on the side of the tank, it's like all the water and ammo boxes and stuff. So
Are you gonna paint it now?
Yes. I got a queue of things I need to paint, but I figured building it's the first step, then painting it, then playing with it. But yeah.
That piece you painted yesterday.
Yes.
And I was telling Dalton when he came over, but were there like, did you have like 6 different colors on there?
Yeah, I had a few.
Yeah, of course you did. The detail. See, that's the thing, bro. It's like, what? Am I gonna come in there? My shit's gonna look black and white, and be like, okay, well, this guy fucking sucks. Okay.
I mean, lots of people do that.
I know, but man, Dalton's like his look nice.
It's all about the.
It's in Warhammer. They say that if you want to play tournament legal, which my response to all of that is
Is it tournament legal?
Yeah, like if you paint your models and you bring them, if you want your models to count, right? Because they give you a score based off if your models are painted or not. It actually adds to whether you can win or lose the game. It's a silly rule. But you need to have at least 3 colors on each model to have it count. So you can't just be like, this guy is all black. Like, for like
That's not a terrible rule, I guess.
It's not a terrible rule. It forces you to, like, especially with like the bug.
That's me. I'll do the bare minimum 3 colors. And I was telling Dalton, why do we do that? I'm like, man, I'm like 3-color guy, bro. Like,
yeah, but it works for the bugs, right? Think about your bug guys, right? It's like if you want to do like let's say you're like, I want to paint them like xenomorphs, but cool. Primary, it's black, but you got to make sure you have a little bit of gray in there for like the talons or whatever, and then maybe like, I don't know, some white accents, and then boom.
I wanted to ask, is there like a clear paint for like xenomorph teeth? That like because the teeth are they're almost like crystal. They're almost like crystal.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good question.
Because I'm like, you could always go white, or is there like some sort of like shimmering silver that can kind of like give that
interesting
replication? I mean, because obviously looking at all the colors,
what color is
at the store is one thing. Pulling it out and actually seeing it painted is a totally different thing. It could definitely change shades.
I highly recommend if you're gonna go buy paints. Yes. Which one's that? Is it the gray seer?
Eshin Gray.
Oh, okay. I see. I use a lot of the contrast paints because
I was following Dalton's lead.
Yeah. So
maybe he stood me in the wrong direction.
You can see that there's a handful of colors on there.
And I've never painted a mini before. This is the first time.
Yeah, I was asking Dalton. So do we need magnifying glasses?
I'm going off of painting like other models.
Yeah. Here's the thing, you can, but everyone I talk to who uses the painting, so here's sorry, now we're nerding out, but that's what this is for. There are people who are like super high echelon painters. Like my neighbor, I think he's just a phenomenal painter, right? He's got like the jewelry glasses where they're like and you can like really get into the detail, and he paints these models that are like exquisite, like absolutely phenomenal. He doesn't play the game, he just paints. So for him, it's like you're doing like a work of art, right? For each model. For me, I always want to do my best, but at the same point, it's like when we're playing the game, nobody's this close to the model, right? You're looking at it standing up at a table, moving things around, unless you get really up close. So like it needs to look good from a table distance away, right? So as long as there's enough, so it's like, to me that's the bare minimum, right? Just like, does it look good from far away? Because we're not going to be playing the game up close, right? We're going to be playing it standing next to each other, moving around. So as long as you can see, again, I'm really excited for Randy if you're playing Tyranids, right? Like it's this horde of bugs moving across like the field, right? As long as it looks good and it's not like
they all don't have to be the same
plastic
color, right?
That's no, absolutely not. Like I do a lot of uniformity with some of my armies because that's kind of like their mentality. But the cool thing about, in my mind, right, one, you can paint them whatever you want. just go with whatever. So if you're like, yeah, I want my Xenos, I want my Tyranids to be like hot pink, great, do it. Like that's fine, right? Like, because one, it's your models, do whatever you want. Two, especially with the Tyranids, they're like a bug organism race that like eats things and then takes that biomass and then like evolves and stuff. So like, why wouldn't they be like colorful? Like think about like lobsters and stuff.
Wait,
right?
are Tyranids xenomorphs?
They're Xenos in Warhammer. Xenos is like anything that's alien. So they're technically a Xenos race, but they're like xenomorphs in the sense that they like, you know how in aliens like they'll have you host you and then like you're like their food or you're like their source of reproduction. Tyranids are kind of like that, but instead of like embedding it in you and it bursting out, they just like take you, eat you, and then like regurgitate that biomass, and then like that biomass just sits in a giant pool, and then from there it's able to like evolve and morph and do things and like create all their creatures. So it's like they just literally come to planets and just they're like locusts. They just eat everything, like not just the people, like all the vegetation, all the animals. They suck all the minerals out of the earth, and then they just move on with this giant fleet of bugs. And anytime like they come around, people are like, we're fucking dead.
God, man, I just gotta paint it circular.
Yeah.
I gotta put it together.
You could do a xenomorph scheme, and it's actually, I'd say look up Tyranid.
Well, I wanted to make my. Well, I was telling Dalton because he saw, so I'm gonna make my tyrant the one with the wings because you can make, I guess, you can choose one of the three.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, fuck, if there's wings here, I might as well use them.
Yeah.
And then it's just. I was gonna make my bigger guys like obviously different colors.
Yeah.
You know, trying to make like, all right, these guys are generals or these guys are this.
Yep.
And then
Yeah. That's the fun thing of it. Like we were joking about this yesterday. Some friends of mine who are also getting into Warhammer. She was building like this model, super intricate. It was like really nice. It was like super cool. And I was like, they were streaming, and so I was just in chat. And I was like, oh man, that looks so great. Can't wait to kill it, right? And they're like, oh, fuck you. But like, that's the thing is you spend all this time like painting something. Like, I'm going to probably spend, I don't know how many hours, painting this thing. And then like, you'll put it on the table and you'll be like, yeah, I'm finally going to like rock with this guy. And then somebody just one-shots it. And you're like, I guess next time. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
No, we got to go on Thursday. We got to go Thursday.
I won't be here Thursday.
We got to go next Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday's Thanksgiving.
Yeah. We got to go the Thursday after that.
Well, I'm going to come up.
You ever buy any of the Game Shop limited edition festivity or festive minis?
You mean
I guess this year is Goth the Rocker.
Yeah. The Rocker. I think last year was the Red Gobo.
You ever buy any?
No, I haven't bought those, but they're hilarious and I love them. Yeah. Speaking about hilarity, can we talk about Instagram and maybe music that's on Instagram?
Sure.
Maybe music that Randy listens to that was like, oh wow, look at this, and then maybe Dalton goes, hey, I think it's well, Randy, I'd love to see the story from your perspective before I don't want to sway the audience. I don't want to lead the witness. I need an impartial judge here.
All right.
Before I completely
I want to
torpedo.
Oh, damn it, Dalton. I realized. Fuck, these are two different sizes. Motherfucker.
The longer ones are the more expensive ones.
Yeah, I was like, dude, this guy's ringing me up at like $8.99. What a dick.
Is one a base and one a shader?
No, one's just a bigger bottle.
Yeah, they have like deeper bottles there.
Oh, got it.
But from the way Dalton made it sound, that one bottle could last me a whole army for a small one. So what was it the other day? Let me give context to the audience. Jay. Bert is not on Instagram that much, like at least for group chat. I don't see like at all ever. So whenever I put stuff in there, I'm like, maybe Bert will see it, but mainly it's to garner a reaction from Dalton. Dalton will respond. He's just on there more like and I think
I have no life.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm sitting on the John at fucking like 5 o'clock in the morning, like scrolling through. Yeah, it's time, gotta go. And I'm like, I came across this reel, and it was like some lady making a flower out of a napkin, and I happen to have the audio on. I don't have the audio on. I never have the audio on. It's early in the morning, like whatever. I just don't want to hear the fucking audio. It was on, and it was like this very nice, soothing, what I presumed 100% at the time was this LOTR. Like, I don't like it sounds like LOTR, there's the beat, everything LOTR. So I sent it to the group chat of Bert, Dalton, and myself, and I'm like, yo, listen to the audio. Cool. Didn't think anything else of it. Go back to bed or go lay back down, wait till like 6 o'clock, 6:30, and I start to like going about my day. By then, the lady's up, she's downstairs making coffee, and I'm like maybe just turning the TV on to like watch it. Never in my wildest dreams did I see like 10, 15 messages of them going back and forth on is this Titanic or is this LTR ever? And I am just more blown away that Bert's in the chat, you know, from the beginning. And then I was blown away. I'm like, I had to read actually what the conversation was about. What the fuck are these guys going back and forth? I'm like, oh, he's saying this is Titanic. At first, I had it backwards. At first, I thought Dalton was like, oh, this is LTR, or you both were agreeing on it. And then I realized, I'm like, wait, hold on. Bert's like arguing a point. And then I go, I'm like, I don't know how Dalton gets this, but I think he's wrong. And I want to say, even though in your head there's 100% certainty about something, if somebody comes in and says, I don't think so, that 1% doubt just comes in. Doesn't matter what it is. Like, you could have checked the winning lotto numbers 1,000 times. Someone's like, dude, that two is actually just an S. It's not even a 2. But then Dalton sent a last video, which was very similar, very, very, very fucking similar, but it was off by maybe like a beat or two. And the whole takeaway before like that I was thinking of, I'm like, wow, this whole time I thought this LTR music was original, but this motherfucker's just recycling his shit. What a dick. That was my whole thought because of Dalton.
Wow.
And then Bert's going off, and I sent it to the lady. She's like, yeah, that's LTR. How much you talking about? All right. And I'll pass it off.
I literally, well, I still don't want to lead the witness. Dalton, you want to walk us through it from your perspective?
So when I
because how much of this was like, haha, we're just having fun, and how much of this was, what the fuck are you talking about?
No, it was legit. What the fuck are you talking about? I thought it was Titanic. I heard it, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe it was just sleep deprivation, but no, like it has that Titanic tune.
Mm-hmm.
But I was so certain it was Titanic. I'm like, no, he's wrong. Until you sent that last Lord of the Rings video, and at the beginning of that, then I was like, oh, I am wrong.
Yeah. At first, I thought you were messing with me, like it was just a joke, and then I was like, so I kept adding like LOL, like and then I was like, oh, I think he's serious. At that point, I'm like, well, now I need to this. I don't think none of it was, for me at least. I took all of it, playfully, but at the same point, I was like, no, he's fucking crazy. And then like I did like a poll at work where I just added the link to the song, and I was like, all right, everyone, just tell me what you think. And everyone was like, it's Lord of the Rings. So yeah, it's okay. I agree with you. It has a vibe. It's the Titanic vibe.
But when I first actually heard the Fellowship song for like all the way through, because the majority of the time you only hear like the first like minute. It's when you get to that minute 45, 50 is when the actual like
lyrics come in. Yeah.
I thought it was a like mesh up between the two at first. Not my
Damn it, I smelled coffee because you made me laugh.
And I had just finished through
You
all three of the
just
Lord of the
watched it,
Rings.
yeah.
God, that was so. Like I said, embarrassed or not, that I've only seen the third Lord of the Rings once, maybe twice.
That's
It
fine.
was nice watching it again, and I haven't watched it so long. Like I knew basically everything happens, that he fights with Gollum at the end and all that stuff, but like
I should hope so.
it was like I had all that feeling again. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice.
Did I tell you?
Yo, go ahead.
Sorry, one Lord of the Rings thing, and then
No, it's gonna be another Lord of the Rings thing. So
Oh,
just
great,
keep going.
great. Let's just keep going. So, did I tell you all about how it was almost a year ago? We had a Christmas party. Somebody came up. We just had a new hire person, directly reports to me, and somebody else came up and was like, "Hey, so I don't know if you know this, but they've never seen Lord of the Rings." And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "No, I've never seen it. You know, I know about it." So then my like homework for them was like, "No. Like, here's an official work task. You have to go watch Lord of the Rings, right?"
That's so great.
And like it was so funny because it was when we were playing Lord of the Rings, I guess, yeah, a year ago when it was for the holidays, right? We like threw it on Fellowship, and it was so funny to see my coworker send me messages basically of their like watching Lord of the Rings for the first time, and they were like they got to Fellowship and it was like Gandalf falling, like no, this is insane, he's gonna come back, and it's just like and like it's like Gandalf's gone, this is crazy. I was like and it was just so funny to see throughout, but then literally got to the part in Return of the King where Frodo is about to destroy the ring, and they paused it and like pulled up like they poured a shot and they sent a picture of us like, yeah, like, let's go, Frodo. I can't believe we're here. Like, yeah, I'm so excited. And I was just like, I didn't say anything, but I was like, okay, literally like 30 seconds later, what the fuck? Because it's like, he puts the ring on. This was not expecting it. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Wait, where's my finger? Damn, that's good. Like,
Yeah, that I forgot that he got his finger bitten off.
that just reminded me of John Wick. He's like, favorite scene from Lord of the Ring movies, from Fellowship, Two Towers, Return. I'm just gonna lead it off just because it's mine. Balrog scene. It's the scene right before, like when the Uruk-hai are at Helm's Deep, not before, right before the attack. But I really like that. But I love the fact that it's so cold out there that you can see all the breath that's coming out, and you just got the guys just looking mean, just like boo, boo, like I'm gonna fuck you guys up, fuck you elves, you're sissies. Like that was cool, and also the and then the whole Witch King about to destroy Gandalf. Like this is my hour, man. Like oh fuck, that just segues right into the Rohan coming in. Death, death. Yeah, those are my three. The Return one maybe go a little bit longer. It kind of bleeds into another scene, but whatever.
Yeah. I don't disagree with any of those. I think, yeah, the Balrog for Fellowship for sure. He's just like, what the shit is this?
I like it. I mean, the whole thing with Gandalf. Can we just take a moment for Peter Jackson, because how do you always see in a video game like the guy is about to go fight like a fucking dragon and cuts out. What actually happens in that fight? I don't fucking know. Majority of the time, he's gonna get incinerated unless he has like some fucking hook, magically, whatever. But can we just agree that Peter Jackson did a great job with Gandalf fighting the Balrog? And it's not even actually like a fight. It's just like, I mean, in the beginning. It's not even like a fight. It's just like him like denying him passage. And then the actual duking it out while falling for like 10 years. That was cool. But like I thought about that because in the beginning of Skyrim, the guy's walking towards like the dragon in the commercial, and then nothing happens. You're like, okay, well, does he win? But yes, I won't say anything else.
my Two Towers one that I think it's highly overlooked, but I quote it almost like every other day, is the extended scene where Boromir's sitting on top of the tower. He's like addressing like all of the Gondor guys.
Yeah.
That whole scene between like him and the Gondor guys, his speech is so great. And then you have this really like awesome moment between him and Formir, right? And you're like, oh, cool, like they're brothers, and like this is cool. And then like Denethor comes in, and you're just like, oh my gosh, like it's tragic. It's a tragic scene, and I love it. But yeah, for Return of the King, it's definitely Witch King to Rohirrim kind of transition. Like
you can't beat that scene.
You can't beat that scene, no. Because it just keeps bleeding into awesome stuff, right? Like they charge, they do all the stuff, and then you hear like finally when you're like, oh man, the Rohirrim did this, is great, and you just hear like the Southrons on like the Mumakil like doing like their war chant, and they're just like, and you're just like, what the shit? You look over and it's like this like chanting as it's like building, and like Theoden's just like, come on, rally to me, let's do this, let's go. We just did all this stuff, and it's just like this, and like I was like, dude, what?
You like barbed wires hanging from tusk, like 15 feet across.
It's
like
so
it's just
some Age of Empires.
Like I don't know how you find courage in that moment. I mean, besides maybe the only thing is maybe there's adrenaline. I'm gonna die. Well, the only thing I would say, I guess, I'm gonna die going out.
Yeah.
Die with valor and honor.
I just think like in that. Go ahead, Dalton.
Well, there's a scene like, I mean, obviously I've never been in this situation, but in Band of Brothers, this one guy. Have you seen Band of Brothers?
Negative.
Bert?
Oh yeah.
Fucking what's his name? Blythe, right?
Yep.
He was in his hole, super scared, and
won't shoot his gun, right?
I forget what his name was. The dude that he's the guy that like ran in that German town to tell one squad that, hey, we're falling back, and then ran back. And the Germans were literally like so in awe that he was doing this, they stopped firing at him. Yeah. And this legit happened in real life.
Yeah.
But anyways, he tells Blythe, he's like, the moment you realize that you're already dead is when you'll be able to like man up, pretty much. I was like, okay, maybe, you know, people like Lord of the Rings or whatever have that same,
you know, it's aspect. Like that, like the it's an okay movie. Like I'm not gonna say it's the greatest movie, but the movie title Courage Under Fire,
I think I've seen it.
It's an okay one. It's an older one. It's with Matt Damon, I think Denzel, and god damn, I forgot her name. Anyway, this lady there's a whole thing where she's in like Afghanistan and she's telling her guys like, hey, go back. And then one guy basically pushes out, I think it was like Matt Damon or something. He looks like a crackhead in the movie. And he basically, like, whatever happens, they all lie, or someone lies about it, and she dies when her life could have been totally saved. Reading. And it was like she's the only one who had courage under fire because she's like telling her guys get back, and I'm gonna hold everybody off. But she could have been totally saved. And it was a whole like Fort Marshall thing, blah blah. Not in real life, but just like the whole I have courage under fire was like I think of that a lot. I'm like, what happens? You know, when like if someone's shooting a gun at you and you have a gun and like you're gonna die, what are you gonna do? Not shoot back? Like,
hope so. I mean,
but they say how a lot of people actually don't.
Yeah, there's like I can't remember what the statistic is, but it's something like, yeah, it's like 40. It's like 40%. Maybe it's the reverse. Maybe it's 60%. And only 40% of people actually like sorry, they're not on a weird statistic, but they're saying like, you know, that's why a lot of the you know, basic training is like muscle memory. It's just to ingrain muscle memory in you, so that like when that happens, that kicks in. But so they basically deconstruct you to like rebuild you back up, right?
Yeah.
But like even then in that situation, I forgot what encounter it was, but there was a statistic that they were saying that even with all that training,
they
were realizing that like
I know what you're about to say. Yeah.
The basic infantryman person who was doing this was like subconsciously still like shooting like above the target.
Yes.
Because they just couldn't get past that idea of like killing someone.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. There you
go. So to backtrack, my favorite scene in Two Towers is
I was like, I don't know how we're gonna get back there.
When Aaron Gandalf and Aragorn are talking at like, was it the Heir of Numenor scene when he's talking about like all the battles and stuff? What, they're on that little cliff, like Aragorn or Gandalf's on that cliff, and Aragorn comes over and they're all talking. Not the cliff, but where the fuck are they?
They're on the steps of Rohan.
Could be, yeah. And then Gandalf's all talking about everything's going on, and then he goes, but also we have two little hobbits sneaking in to destroy the ring. That was my favorite scene.
Now return, if you can remember.
I don't know.
Well, I think we were
the whole the Witch King scene.
Yeah, you can't really beat that. I do like.
Wait. Also, another favorite of Return of the King is when Aragorn shoots down the chick, Theowen, whatever.
Oh yeah, he's just like, no.
He's like, this will never be. I'm like, yes, it won't. I don't like her. I don't know why. She bugs me. I think she's just so dramatic and everything.
You know who she reminded me of, Dalton? Remind me of Jennifer Offerman. That's what she looks like to me growing up. But when I first saw that, that's how like that. I always picture that's Jennifer Offerman. Yeah, I'm annoyed. No, I shouldn't say that. But I did like the scene between Pippin and Gandalf in Return, where he was saying,
talking about death.
The lights on. That's no bad.
Yeah, that was a good scene.
Like, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of like a sad scene. You're like, they're like accepting fate. Which I'm not sure how Gandalf is just doing with that, or maybe he just knows like this has to happen. I did enjoy that scene.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Many good scenes.
Another one before we jump in.
Do we got time?
Yeah, it's only 9.
Okay.
9 o'clock.
Then I just want to earmark that I would like to talk about when we get to the end. Our end discussion is talking about supporting local versus saving money.
Yes. Great discussion.
I have a lot of thoughts on this. But
yes,
let's jump into it because I'm actually really curious to see what y'all are gonna do.
Above game. Bert, I wish you were with us at Fundemonium for like that 20 minutes.
20 minutes of purchasing.
Bert probably would have been more helpful than me.
Well, I don't know. It felt like longer than 20 minutes, but it was cool. Like that was the first time I felt like very immersed in
like the hobby.
Like 30% of the fucking store. Like the 30% of what they do in the store. Like I felt like I'm not just some mean, angry Jack Asian guy that's coming in. He's coming in
buy more dice.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like, oh, he's coming in with Dalton, who's been in here before.
Yeah.
Some of their stuff isn't touched.
I'm really looking forward. I have my travel kit for paints, so I'm excited for when we come up for the holidays.
Like I said, I'll have more space at the house. I'll have way more space at the house. We're gonna
do our Lord of the Rings card game session, but I want to do like a model hobby night and do like painting and building and all that stuff.
That big Kill Team box that's $210. Is the stuff already painted?
No, none of it ever is painted.
Because I would almost go say, Dalton, let's just split that and we'll just start playing. And then I'm like, I want to paint anything right now.
Either way, I'm gonna buy it.
I don't mind putting shit, but that's the thing. It's Kill Team, and then I don't have any Kill Team product now. I have 40K.
You can still use
product. You can use it for both. It's just for Kill Team. It's like, so here. Let me. I got one right here. I got some right here. Fuck
it. You know, I messaged my friend. All I said was Warhammer 40K. He didn't say anything back. Kind of bummed out.
So for like Kill Team, I got a couple Tyranids. I got some. So for kill team, right, you might have, granted, you're gonna have like a squad of, well, Randy, if you're playing Tyranids for kill team, it's gonna be like you're gonna probably have like 13, 14 models or whatever. You have like a handful of guys and you're using them, and then once the battle starts, each individual guy moves on the board, right? They don't move as a squad. You're actually like moving each individual guy. But in 40K, this is actually, pardon?
They move as a squad in 40K.
In 40K, they move as one giant unit. So Randy will drop down 40 of those guys because they're just like, and you'll just see this giant horde of like 40 guys, but then you'll have a bunch of different squads.
Okay, so, I was gonna say like, yeah.
So you'll have like a squad of the small little guys. You'll have like your big tank guys over here. You'll have your leader, and you're moving them all independently as a squad. But like the gnarly fucking thing about 40K is like you'll have literally like 40 of those little bug guys, and they'll just like, we're gunning them down, but then they just like crash into something, and you're rolling dice for like all those guys murdering stuff. So like once they get up close, they're just like eat them and then move on, right?
For whatever reason, the scene just popped in my head just with you talking. It's like, you got like your little Tyranid guys going against like another squad, and it's about to come to full head. I just think of Star Wars where they're just shooting like like just like 5 feet from each other. And they're just like coming closer. Like, what's that, like Clone Wars?
This Clone War,
anything to do with Clone Wars?
Clones, Geonosis, Battle Geonosis, the very end. It's like just them just like in the dust shooting each other.
Like, Jesus Christ, bro! Like,
Well, that's the cool thing about
Star Wars.
Yeah,
Andor.
Oh yeah, we can talk about it. We're not going to play a game today, and that's fine.
Segue.
Yeah. So have you guys watched the show?
We gotta get at least some 15
Have you guys watched the show Andor? It's really good.
No, I haven't.
I heard about it.
I highly recommend it. I don't know why you guys have slept on this for so long.
The symbol looks like Quake, though.
It does look like Quake. It does look like Quake, and every time it always says skip intro, and I go, yep, great, and then it's just like but it doesn't skip the Andor.
It goes
thing coming
right to like the 5 second.
And I'm
Randall said something about it being as good as Solo, so I'm very curious.
Well, I mean,
I really
anything is as good as Solo, because Solo is just hot garbage. So by comparison, anything next to it is better. It's good, or if not better.
Damn you, Paul Bettany.
I just finished all the heist stuff, so that was like, it's interesting because everything seems to be done in like it's still he's the through line, right? Andor's the through line for it, but it's always like these little mini like 3-episode blocks. So it's just like intro stuff, him doing the corporate murder, and then it builds up to him being recruited, and like, but it's like its own little story, and then it's just like cool, the heist, like learning about it, and then it ends with like the heist, and now it's like it seems like he just got arrested, so I don't know what the hell is going to happen here, but like there's like this little mini arc, but he's the through line, which I'm really
so you're
enjoying.
on episode 7 then, or
I
just
think
finished 7?
I think I just finished 7. He just got arrested, and
it's very interesting. Yeah, the show is great without a doubt. Like, it's kind of lame. I understand. I look at Yahoo News for the bullshit garbage. I do. But it's kind of lame that out of as much as I look at Yahoo News, Andor only got 1 article.
Yeah.
Which is extreme. And then I read the 15 comments. It's all positive action. And you go to IMDb, it's got like an 8.4, 8.5 rating. You go to Rotten Tomatoes, its rating's like 88%. Why this doesn't have more fucking love?
Yeah.
It's because it's not hot garbage. That's why.
Yeah. Because
like that's crazy.
Action and shooting and
like that's what I'm saying. It's like the first season.
You can't do negative. Like
all
those articles come from people shit talking on it, right?
Oh yeah.
And so like because there's not, in my opinion, a lot to shit talk on it. It's like there's not a lot of news because people aren't sitting there being like.
And I hate the fact like the clickbait trolls. Oh, worst show ever. Yeah, and they get into it and they just start ripping on pointless facts. It's very, very pointless. And then he's like, dude, I know you love the show, but yet you're gonna rip on it so you get the views. Smart, fuck you. Dislike. Report. Yeah. I basically do that to anything I don't like. I'll just dislike, report, like scam, it's misleading, sexual.
It's not overdone as far as like all the
The senator lady
shenanigans in
annoys
the
me.
background and shit.
The senator storyline annoys you? I like that because to me, it's like
I mean, sure, it needs to be there.
it needs to be
Yeah.
there, but it's interesting because it's giving us like a view into the pre-Empire stuff where it's like because in Empire or in A New Hope, there's that scene where Tarkin walks in and he goes, "The Emperor's dissolved the Senate. It's no longer there. He's assumed full control." And you always like so the Senate was working up to that point, and I'm always curious like what does that look like with like the Senate and the Emperor? But I love the fact that it's like there's all this like politics stuff going on.
Yeah, the politics.
And then there's actually like real people out there doing like the real work, right?
You're not there yet, but the episode Dalton, where I think it was episode 10, where you just see what the rebellion is, or what it's forming, what it's going to be, what it cost for it to be. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. Like Tanya, I don't think like kind of has like a hard time like understanding or accepting the reality of like you don't understand when there's civil war, someone's got to crack some eggs.
Yeah.
And it's a matter if you're gonna equally crack the same amount of eggs.
Yeah. Well, and again, not there yet, right? But like Andor, that's why I really liked Rogue One because Rogue One showed like the darker, kind of like grittier side of the rebellion, where it's just like, hey, like we need to do some like wet work here, and it's messy, right? So like the guy with the broken arm, he's like, I can't climb out of here. He's like, oh, it's gonna be a thing. He's like, no loose ends, right? And he has to like leave.
Yeah, he's like, oh,
that's why it's like
we're good.
That his whole group of dudes that go with Jyn Erso are like, hey, we've done a lot of dark stuff and we've done a lot of things that like we knew we had to do, but we're like, it's not that we're not proud of it, but like we're not proud of it kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that whole crack team of dudes goes to just finally be like, we're going to Scarif. And like I love that now even more so, seeing like this kind of like underbelly, darker side of not underbelly, but darker side of this group, because it's like that's everybody's not Luke Skywalker, right? Like everybody isn't just like the perfect hero.
Yeah,
you need these like if it's an insurrection, right? If it's a rebellion and you need to do like clandestine hit and run stuff, it's like it's like again, I don't know where it's going, but like that's what I really liked about the heist scene is like you see a little bit of the Imperial people, right? And you see, yes, there are some people in the Empire that are like jerks. There's some people who are just like doing their job, like the comms guy is just like, hey, I'm just doing my thing, like and he's the one that like picks up that like, no, hey, they're robbing us. He grabs all those army troopers and they all go down there, right? And I'm like, oh no, but like there's like even the commandant Imperial guy that shows up. And you're like, this guy, he's giving like kind of derogatory stuff to like the locals.
Mm-hmm.
But as soon as the rebel or the heist guys start taking over, and they hold the kid hostage. He like pulls out a gun. He's like, let the kid go. Like, okay, in my head, I'm like, okay, like that's kind of the right thing to do. Like they're holding a kid hostage. This is crazy. So like, I love that it plays. It doesn't shy away from the fact the Empire is essentially, I would say objectively, bad-ish, right? But there are people who are just doing their jobs in there. Like there's people who are just like, well, this is the government. Like this is it's bringing order, right? Like this is the people. So there's just people who just sign up. There's people who just doing their jobs. And so like, yeah, there's these people on top that are like the worst, but there's also people that are just there, right? Cut to like these crazy, not crazy, but like I'm still waiting because they haven't showed it. I'm still waiting for the reveal of the one that was the heist lady, the Indian girl, where she's got all those people. She like leaves the base in an Empire uniform to kind of like sneak out, but she was the one that had like the gun on all the people. I was like, they're gonna show that she murdered all those people because I feel like that's what she would do. I feel like, right? They even said, well, so it's cool because they're playing off all these things where I go, I can see everyone's point of view and I'm like getting it and I'm liking this, and it adds a level of complexity to the Star Wars universe that needs to be there. Like you have like the guy who's like, yeah, my brother died because they took his farm and like blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah, and Andor like connects with him. Cut to, oh no, I made all that shit up. I'm here just for the money. Let's like rob this. And I was like, what the shit? Like,
Dude,
what the
right?
fuck? And like, that's the thing is like, even before the show, Andor was one of my favorite Star Wars characters. Even just from Rogue One, I liked Andor as a character. And then like he shoots that guy because he's just like, fuck you, dude. Like literally this guy's dying, and like you realize that the only reason he wanted to go to the doctor is not to save the kid. It's because he had a place nearby that he could store the ship. So it wasn't even out of like, hey, I want to save this guy. It's like, this is my opportunity to steal all this money. And or spoilers, like does the deed, and then like goes in there and he's just like, I know you're not going to believe me, but I had to do it. Here, I just want my money. You can have all the other stuff. I'm just taking what I'm supposed to be paid. Yep. Here's the thing back that was collateral. Like, I'm gonna go. Leave me alone, right?
And that's what I love about Andor.
I'm like, he's a fucking baller, dude. I fucking love him.
He doesn't even care that he shot him. He's like,
yeah.
I shot him. He tried to rob it. Believe me if you do or don't. Just give me my share and I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah.
Would they be able to track Andor with a chain code?
Would they be able to track him with the what?
Like a chain code. You know how like you have chain codes in Mandalorian.
Oh,
does everybody have a chain code? Like that's like their ID?
Kind of, but you can forge some of that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. The thing is, he took hard credits, so that's just like money, right?
Okay, gotcha.
So it's not like because credits are like, it's just like our real money too. Like you have physical chips, but you can also do it electronically. The fact that you took real money is like, I robbed a bank. I'm taking this cash, right?
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah. In theory,
the story's well thought of, and I like that it's gonna be 12 episodes. Slowly drawn out instead of just a bunch of fetch quests.
Yeah,
6 episodes.
So can I bring up the fact that Andor is breaking? It's not breaking the norm. It's just kind of segueing back to what normal shit was. 45 minutes, 22 episode season. Like Walking Dead, Breaking Bad, anything basically on AMC.
Yeah.
It was like an hour, 45-minute show
that
went for 22 episodes.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy. Massive show. We don't get that anymore.
No.
Like the only show that does that, unfortunately, is Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And they're still going strong. And I'm thinking about it now as I'm talking, and I'm like, dude, that's probably part of their
tonight.
Well, that was probably part of why they were able to survive for so long. It's like, you just keep pumping out episodes that are just long. Whereas, let me put in a massive budget, like Netflix. Let's put in a massive budget for some 8-episode show. We're going to cancel it.
Yeah. Well, and it's like all that stuff is like, if you're only going to do, first streaming was always 10, and then it's for some reason it like dropped down to 8, and like seasons were only 8 episodes. You're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's like, hey, you can tell a story. Like, that's the thing is, there's some people who I like that there's a through line for Andor, but like things like The Walking Dead, it's like there's a through line, right? Obviously, as the survivors, but you can do these like little mini pocket stories that are all jumping and working together. But like, it doesn't necessarily need to be like, here's 8 episodes. Like Obi-Wan is a great example of how they were just trying to tell one story through all this, and it's just got stretched out, and it was almost like it was like bloated, There's a lot of filler. But yeah, I don't know. Well, on The Walking Dead, there is an official Walking Dead RPG system coming out. So if and when we do want to return back to the world of zombies,
Zombie 2.0,
I
want to go right back to being fucked up.
Yeah.
Before we get off the Andor subject,
no, let's keep
Bert,
going.
how did you like the TIE fighter flyby scene?
Oh, dude, the TIE fighter stuff was sick. It's terrifying. Like it shows you how like that noise is like, like there's a point where like they're all talking, and the one rebel person's like, hold on, you kind of hear in the background, you're like, dude, this is nuts.
They're like, it's gonna leave, and there's like, no, it's not, and it comes back.
It's that with I loved when they're trying to escape in the ship and they launched the 3 TIE fighters, and it's just like, so sorry, this is a nerd tangent, but I feel like it's okay because we're talking about Star Wars. Up to a certain point, in my mind, I could have been wrong, but canon for TIE fighters were they can't land on those wings, right? They have to be like, as you saw them, like they ran along like the game plank, and then they like, got in, and it's like clamps. It's clamps that hold them and launch them, right? So they have to like come back into those clamps and then store them. Like they an X-wing could like land, and the landing feet come out, and it TIE fighters couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And what made it interesting because you had to have them stored in like a base or a ship or what have you. And then for something, whatever, they started doing it where TIE fighters could like land on those wings and like you see it in like Mandalorian when Gideon shows up at the end of season 1 and he like lands his TIE fighter down in like the squad, or like Darth Vader's ship.
But I thought wasn't their TIE fighters like their wings aren't aged?
Yeah, and his at least it folds in, but like you can see stuff in like the Rebel show or whatever, where like the TIE fighters just land on those wings, and I'm like, this is dumb. I don't know why, because
structurally that wouldn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense. Yeah,
I feel like it would just. I don't know.
Well, the wings are for aerodynamics. They probably couldn't support the frame.
That's what I'm saying. Like I don't know how the frame would be built, but I would think once you would land on that, maybe not right away, but eventually it would cause damage to the structure.
It would have to land.
Because that's a lot of weight, I'm sure.
That's why it was always clamps, right? They were always hangar base that they launched out of, right? And so when I saw that in Andor, I was like, yes, thank you. Like it's just that's to me, that's the one minus a couple nitpicky things, but I'll go off in a second. The people who are doing the show to me have been like proving that they are at least familiar with the universe and the source material. So like even though they're they're taking things in their own way, the fact that like the people guarding the base weren't just stormtroopers, they were Imperial troopers, right? They were just the regular army guys, because for the longest time there were two distinctions, right? You don't really see them in the movies, but there's regular troopers, right? The army, think like the army, right? And those are all those guys in those helmets in the green suits. You see them a little bit in Solo when they're in like the trenches. Like those are just literally, there's the Imperial Army, and the stormtroopers are like the Marines. The stormtroopers are like the elite dudes that are actually supposed to be really good and are used for like shipboarding and stuff. But because you only saw the stormtroopers in the movies, because they're with Darth Vader, they're doing their stuff, it's just become common knowledge. Oh, stormtroopers are everywhere, right? But it's like, no. It's actually, there's like millions and billions of like Imperial troopers, and the stormtroopers are supposed to be like the elite dudes that are like, and so like
backwards. I would totally have it backwards.
And so, but understandably so, because it's so easy seeing all the media that's come after it. Stormtroopers are so iconic. Let's just throw stormtroopers everywhere. But like the fact that stormtroopers are just like, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
And so when I saw actual army troopers, I was like, yeah, cool, great, yeah, it makes sense. Like this is a backwater base. Like, why would there be stormtroopers here? Yeah, it's just exciting to see that stuff. Because it makes me feel like people are.
What was your nitpicks that you didn't like?
My one nitpick is, so here's the thing. I'm going to caveat. Well, no, I'm going to give the nitpick first. There's a scene when they are in the rebel base and they're all like doing their stuff, and like literally the gun that they're holding is like an AK-47.
Oh, I forgot. I wanted to say that.
AK, and it just took me out of it. Immediately took me out, and I'm like,
yeah.
And I get it because it's like, this is synonymous with people who are like fighting in a resistance and like and I'm like, yeah. And here's the caveat: real world weapons have been used in Star Wars before. They just tweak them, right? But it's like it's not uncommon. But because the AK looks so,
it was blatantly an AK.
It's blatantly an AK. Like they didn't sci-fi it up at all. Where like I'm just like, dude, fuck off. And like, and it's the same thing with in the Halo TV show where they had like pickup trucks,
like the 2008 Suburban.
Yeah, and I'm like looking at that and I'm like, what the fuck? Like this just takes me out of it. So like that's like one of my only
that takes you out of it. The whole show took me out of it.
No. Otherwise, that show is perfect. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's
amazing how people think that
Master Chief gets his fuck on. You know what I'm saying? So it's good.
God.
Can't wait for the second one.
I blocked that show out.
Andor.
But yes, really good. I'm making my way through it.
I was
yeah, go ahead.
you'll see. But I was so curious how they were gonna play him being in jail. But
Okay.
it works really well.
Cool. I'm excited. I'm so excited that it makes me want to kill you guys in Lord of the Rings so that we can start a Star Wars one, because
It
might
all I
happen.
could think about was y'all just like rolling around in a ship, going to different planets, doing stuff.
Dude.
So this wolf might kill you, but let's see.
I'm ready.
All right, segue. Okay. Wolf of the Wild.
Sorry,
Got it up.
I had to get that Andor in.
Oh, dude, I'm so glad you did. So it makes me want to play like
These are
in that space.
the mystery dice, Randy.
Oh
Purple?
yeah, let me grab mine. Yeah.
Purple.
I love that you guys just go there and buy dice.
Dude, every time we go, you buy this little mystery loot bag.
Is it always dice, or is there other things in there?
No, it's dice. So there's two different bags. There's the one bag where you get a full set of dice.
Mhm.
They're like resin or whatever they are, and you get one random metal dice. There's another bag where it's all metal dice, and I don't know if they're all really tiny or some of them are big, but the one I got was like super tiny.
Super tiny, yeah.
And I didn't like it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. $10 make you holler.
Yeah, I'm ready. God, I'm ready to play Warhammer with you guys too.
Right?
Kill team is gonna be fun. I need you guys to figure out once everyone's lives. And I know it's easier for me to come up to you than both of you to come down here. I just need to haul up all my terrain, which isn't too bad.
Not too hard for me.
Yeah, I know.
As long as it's on one of my weekends.
Oh,
I need Randy to come down here.
so lame. I spilled coffee on my LOTR sheet.
No,
I
it's okay.
know.
I'm gonna kill you today. So
It's
don't worry about
not
it.
terrible, but it's not.
Oh no, you guys died. Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Today's episode is brought to you by Dynamic Fitness Supply, your one-stop shop for fitness retail needs. You can find us in Santa Rosa off 4th Street. Please give us a call at 707-536-9077. Please just email us as well if you have any other questions. Sales at dynamicfitnesssupply.com. Thank you. Yeah, so got one of these from Dalton.
Hand them up before that lease runs out. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, mention JARdon the Mess. 15% off. Ooh.
All right, open up.
Oh, dude, I got a 20. Damn, Dalton, that was a
A
good
metal one?
Yeah,
Nice.
in a regular size.
Let me see. Whoa. And it's
Bro,
green and
that's
gold.
cool.
That's like Rohan colors.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Dalton got me this because I'm turning the magical 34.
34.
Oh yeah, that's coming up. When is that?
Thursday on
Wow.
Thanksgiving.
I thought it was.
Yeah,
that day.
I'm getting dinner with Jay on Tuesday.
Nice. I see how it is.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Fuck. Getting up there.
Yeah. Well,
Damn, this dice is dope. Thank you, Dalton.
Oh yeah. What was the other ones?
Red. I would have played. It's like you spend $60 on a bunch of metal ones, or you just get the random. What was that? Wait, you bought the soft one. What was the big one though? Didn't you get that big one, Dalton?
What do you mean?
Because they had two. Dude, this thing has got some fucking weight to it. Holy shit, dude! This is dope, bro. Like that is so cool, dude. Thank you.
No problem.
May it lead you to victory.
Right?
I'm like so stoked, bro. This is cool.
Well,
Cool.
let's put some mileage on that. Let's jump into it.
What's some mileage on that?
All right. Last we left our heroes ?
Dice bag.
Y'all had defeated the goblins. Huzzah. You're all kind of like out on the porch. I believe Hellion is inside, kind of like right next to you. Goblins are dead, but you hear the sound of the wolf upset that you've killed its goblin companions out somewhere over here. So, what would y'all like to do?
Is it possible to loot one of the goblin bodies?
Sure. I'll allow it. I don't know what you're gonna find, but yeah, sure. Go ahead.
They had a weapon, right?
They had some shiv things, sure.
Some
Yeah.
shit.
You want to roll your where's my player? Roll your. Is there a search? There's no search. Yeah, do your investigate.
Innocence. Investigate. Oh wow! Gotta return the dice. Dalton. Got a 10.
Jesus.
Sorry. Get those dice rolls out. No, you just find pretty much torn rags, like rotten, raggedy orc clothes. There's no chainmail or anything. And their weapon on the first one that you search is just kind of like a piece of like bone that's been fashioned into a like shiv.
Can I take the bone?
You can take the bone shiv, sure.
Okay, I want to.
Whatever you want. Whatever you want. Hey, you found it.
I got the bone chip.
Dalton, what do you want to do?
So the other goblin is up top, right?
No, you
No,
guys
they're
go
both
both.
dead. Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah.
That's right, we did.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Because you axed one.
And then we almost died by the thing.
Yeah.
Radel,
Yes, sir.
are we staying here, or are we leaving now?
We're
I
so
think
close.
now is our chance.
Well, we're so close to finishing the task at hand.
To kill the wolf?
Yeah,
Dire
we'll
wolf?
At least try. At least try.
I say we just take it head on.
Well, I don't know about that. Let's think of a plan.
Stick them with the pointy end.
I'm not opposed to that at all.
Jab.
Can't wait till eventually down the road, way down the road, there's a Game of Thrones system. So we're gonna do Game of Thrones, and y'all are gonna create your house that you belong to, and that's gonna be hilarious.
That's gonna be dope.
Yeah.
Dope, actually.
Yeah.
Like any house?
Yeah, you make your own. You make your custom family, and then at that point, you guys will have to figure out who your allegiances are to, and there's.
Oh, that's dope.
Um,
And we'll coincide it as we're doing a Game of Thrones rewatch, so we can talk about the Game of Thrones episodes.
I like that idea.
I'm trying to think. What would the best route be for this guy?
Yeah.
So what's left? Just the dire wolf?
Just the wolf.
Yeah.
Because one the bandit leader who stole Randy's knife left. They have ran away. And the other one presumably has been eaten by the wolf. So you've killed the two goblins. There's still a wolf out there.
Radel,
Yes.
I have a plan.
Yes.
We'll toss one of the goblins out as far as we can and let the wolf munch on his body. And while he's munching, we'll sneak up on him and attack.
Hear me out.
I'm here.
There's also like a big slab of like pork ribs or whatever
Yeah.
that you threw out there to distract the
Yeah.
goblins. So that's like
So
covered in goblin blood now.
I think we need to have a range. We should try ranged attacks first, because if that thing just turns or like, I just happened to scurry away the last time. Remember, like it just, I got away by
Yeah.
sheer adrenaline.
Yeah.
Like
One goblin arrow almost took you down.
Yeah, so I got away from the dire wolf by sheer adrenaline, and then I almost bled out from one goblin arrow. We should try to at least try some range stuff first. That being said,
What ranged weapons do we have?
I got the bone shiv. Well, no. Hear me out.
Your spear broke.
Let's think.
Don't you have a bow, Engelbert?
I have a bow, but I don't know if I have any arrows for it.
We have oil. We have fire.
No, I don't have a bow.
Oh,
No.
yeah,
I'm
you guys have no
proficient.
range.
I'm proficient. In
Wow.
short
Seems like a
bows.
very, very gross misallocation of resources on your guys' part.
Okay.
I have a flint and a rock.
Is there any? Dude,
To save the farm, we must burn down the farm.
I'm gonna ask.
Got it.
I
I'll
mean,
get-
we're outside. we're on the porch. The thing is howling or munching away on a guy. Um,
How about I go distract it, and then you come up with the shiv and
That's-
shank.
dude, like, all right, with as much as I would like to believe one stab wound would kill it, it's not gonna happen. How about this? I want to go inside.
Ooh, what if we trap it in their basement?
How are you gonna get the fucking thing in the basement with shit? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna. Here's what I'm gonna be talking to Engelbert, and I'm gonna be like, no! And I'm just like, I'm not yelling. Stop! And I'm gonna ask Hellion. I'm gonna ask Hellion. Do you have anything for me to? Do you have any rope, some twine? I need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any rope or twine inside?
We can hang it.
I'm not gonna have you roll. I think I'm gonna just roll for him to see if he has. No, he's a farmer, of course. Of course, yes. Rope, yes. Of course.
All right. I want to take the spearhead and I want to go inside, break off a leg of one of the chairs, and put this. I want to fashion the spearhead onto the leg of a chair.
Okay.
I'm
gonna have you
right now.
do.
I'm gonna smoke while you do this.
I'm gonna have you do 2 rolls. First, I want Radol to do survival.
As much as I want to smoke, it'd probably hinder me in this.
Actually, just 1 roll. Just do your survival.
The meme that I saw
Oh,
where
I got
Merry
an
and
8.
Pippin-
I got an 8.
Yeah. Well, it's 8 plus survival is wisdom. What's your wisdom score?
12 would be 9.
This would be 9. I think you are proficient in this. So plus 2. So 11. Not great, but not bad, right? Instead of, I would say that with this kicking in, I'll give you the option. You start to kick over the chair to break off the leg, or you just look over to the side and you see that there is, like, you know, a hoe, right? Basically something that's longer that's already. So basically, do you want something that is the table? You want something that's shorter for thrusting?
Gotcha.
Or do you want something that's longer for throwing?
I'll take
That
the
makes
with
sense.
longer for throwing.
But I figured. So okay,
Yeah.
cool. You build it. Granted, you built it with an 11, so
Mhm.
it doesn't look. It's not a weapon of war.
It's not pretty.
Does not. It's not pretty. You don't know how well it's going to hold up. But you've built it. And it's kind of wrapped. So if I'm getting this right, you're building like a spear, right?
Yes.
Out of the shiv,
Yes.
the bone shiv. Okay, great.
No, my spearhead. My spearhead.
Oh, the actual
Not
spearhead.
the.
Okay.
I still have my bone shiv, but I'm
Got
gonna
it.
use the spearhead from whatever why I have it. I can take that dagger out. I don't think I'm gonna see that.
Got it. Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna use the actual spearhead. Let's have the
Mhm.
bone shiv. Okay.
Mhm, mhm.
Um.
I'm gonna say it's gonna take you some time. So while this
Yeah.
is working, Engelbert, what do you want to do?
While he's doing that, I'm just gonna be smoking my pipe,
Mhm.
looking out the window, watching this dire wolf, see what he's doing.
Can you
At
roll
least
your
we're
perception for me?
17.
Oh shit.
Like in these purple dices.
You're looking out. It's kind of hard to see at first, but it's because you look and it's dark, right? But it's moving slowly. You know how like when a cat is like on the prowl and it's like really low to the ground and it's like thinks it's trying not to be seen and stealthy. So you're seeing that brief movement as the wolf is moving from out here. You see it like in this gap as it's using the wall to like hide its movement as it's crouching low, coming around this way.
And it's coming towards us, right?
Well,
Like it knows of us, or
yeah, I'm gonna say you think you can definitely tell that it's
It has to know we're there.
Yeah.
Like obviously.
Radel.
Yeah.
Radel.
Yeah.
The wolf is coming.
Let's go back the fucking side.
Probably a better idea.
And
Right
lock
behind
the
the
door.
wall.
And lock the door this time.
I can do that. I'm gonna go inside and lock the door. Click.
Okay. You
Maybe
bar
not
the
a
door.
click.
Yeah, it's like a wood plank that you put in front of it. Yeah. Okay, you guys are inside. Door is closed as best you can.
Right. Oh God. Well, I'm gonna ask Hellion again. I know I failed 2 episodes ago. I'm gonna just ask him calmly. Hellion, I need your oil. Please. For the sake of the farm, your wife, your kid, there's a beast outside the front door. I mean, peek through the window.
Can you roll your persuasion for me, please?
Oh, fucking 3. Why did I switch the dice? I don't know why. I can't get this oil from this guy.
You just see him look at like you and like your really makeshift spear and like the door and it's closed, and he goes, I don't know if that's the best idea.
I'm gonna look at myself. I'm gonna look at myself, and then hopefully there's a mirror in there, and I'm just gonna agree.
I want to take a hit of my pipe and then just stare at him and be like,
God damn it, we're getting hot.
We really need that oil. And then just blow some smoke.
Sure. Will you roll for me?
Do you have any salted pork while you're at it?
15.
Oh shit.
I'm liking these purple dice.
Yeah. They are a little bit lighter than the other ones.
Can we trade for something?
Hellion looks at you, looks back to Radol, looks back to you, and like lets out a like exacerbated sigh of just what exactly do you want the oil for? As he's like reluctantly walking away to like potentially grab something, but he wants to know what you want to do with it first.
I'm gonna stare at Radol.
Yeah, well, the whole goal is to catch the beast on fire, like set the beast on fire somehow, because it's tough, thick hide. It's going to be too hard for us to like just kill on one thrust. If we can get it on fire, it'll weaken it more and more. Hopefully, it'll just burn and just run off and never come back if we're lucky. Hellion.
Again, I cannot stress the deep sadness that is in his face as he reluctantly goes and like grabs a lantern and brings it back to you.
Oh, thanks, Hellion. I couldn't use my own stash. Because I still have a flask left.
Mm-hmm. At that point, he just starts to like somberly walk towards like the stairs in like defeat.
If possible, without taking a turn, I just kind of want to grab him and kind of like turn him back our way. Stay with us, man.
What do y'all want to do?
All right, Engelbert, if you can comprehend what I'm saying. As I'm wiping away pills. Options. How many uses do I have with the flask of oil? I'm just curious. Just 1, 2.
No, I think it's like, let's just say 4.
Okay, 4. What I would like to do, Engelbert, is put some oil on the makeshift spear that I have. One usage. Potentially, if you could make a Molotov cocktail somehow. What's a Molotov cocktail? I don't know. It came to me in my dream. Basically, like the ability to make spear with oil, 2 more throwable things, and then the lamp itself would be its own, like, essentially a little firebomb. Because all it is, yeah, that's the goal. But we would need vantage, which I think you could manage. You need a vantage point. And then we just need opportunity, and we need Hellions help.
What if, hear me out.
Oh, God.
What if I climb out the window, I sneak around on the side of the walls, and I try to sneak behind him. I throw the lantern at him. Once it breaks on him and shatters and oil gets on him, then you shoot him with your arrow or your
have an
spear.
arrow.
Your spear, and we light him on fire that way.
Not opposed to that at all, but we still have 2 more uses of the oil. Not opposed to that at all, because you have upgraded stealth.
Yeah, I'm pretty stealthy.
But I would at least like to have at least 1 more use of the oil, or 2. Well, we might not get a second chance. We might get another opportunity.
I mean, however, I think me sneaking around's the best way to either distract him, and then
100%.
you do that, or
let me just marinate for a second.
marination.
So the wolf is exactly where?
You have to go out and look.
I'm not looking for shit. I need.
I'm sorry. You don't have to go outside and look. You can go to like a window and look.
Yeah,
you guys have been doing things in here, smoking and building and talking that like you haven't kept eyes on. There's no mini map that shows you where it's at.
This is all right. Good. Yeah, that's it. I think. Dalton, you've got better. Whatever than I would like to. Yeah, let me how about this? We'll use it could be a distraction point. We'll take a chair, one of the chairs, douse that, and put some oil on that, set that on fire, just to toss it outside if it's in a different area. It's just like distraction. And for a 4th usage, I just can't think of anything off the top of my head.
You can always save it.
Are we sure we want to do
but
that?
if we throw the oil flask, if we throw the lantern, won't the oil go with it?
Well, yeah, there's already oil in the lantern.
Okay.
So you don't have to add anything for that. So you could just light the lantern on fire, right? So that it illuminates. But if it shatters, then
Gotcha. Okay, all right, then we can save it unless you got a other usage, Dalton.
No, I say use it for that. I don't think do the chair, because if we throw the chair out, that kind of he might be scared to come to that area. To go
can I have
somewhere?
Both of you roll your survival for me.
Yes.
Survival. Ew.
2.
I got a 5.
No, continue.
I'm not surviving very well.
No, that's terrible. I don't like rolling stuff without explanation.
Huh? What?
What did Randall get?
I got a 2.
A 2?
Yeah, it's terrible. I've got a lot of 20-sided dice here.
I'm gonna look out the window again.
Roll your.
You got 11. 12, actually.
Perception for me, please.
6. Wait, the little line, is it the
Should be on the bottom.
The bottom is 6, top is 9.
No, if the line is on the bottom, look at it as if that's on the bottom. So if it's a bottom and you see a 6, great. If it's on the bottom and you see a 9, that's what it is. Does that make sense?
yeah, 6.
It's really dark outside, and we've lost sight of the wolf.
Of course we did.
You could go outside and just find it.
All right, I'll look out. You know what? I will. As I'm bashing
very
stuff over
cautious
here,
here.
I'm just gonna ask Hellion, can you look out the window to see if you have eyes on the wolf?
No.
This guy's useless. Doesn't even want to protect his family. Doesn't want to give up his oil. Doesn't have any weapons.
No, I mean, now that
I'm
you're
gonna
saying
go
out
look.
loud, Engelbert, I'm just thinking of why did we take this contract?
Oh, we should have built the damn bridge.
Wait. You're going out? Which
Yeah,
way?
the front door.
Oh god.
I'm
Okay.
just trying to see if I can.
You want to go
see it.
out? Not like at the window?
Well, I mean, I've already tried to look out the
You've
window.
already tried to look at the window.
I'm
You're
gonna.
right.
Well, if he's gonna look out,
He has. He looked and he cannot
Wait,
or if
no.
he's gonna go to the door, I wanna migrate
Wait.
to the door, next
I'm
to the
gonna go
door.
get-
So if I need to slam it shut behind him,
I want to get that. I want to get. Oh, rude. I want to get that slab of meat.
Meat's still out in the. You want another slab of meat?
Wait, I thought there was only one slab of
No,
meat.
there's
yeah,
one
yeah.
slab.
And it's out in the porch.
Oh. I want to go.
There's
So
okay,
you
I
got
want
the
to hurry up.
goblins to come down.
I want to hurry up. Oh, that's right. I want to hurry up and scurry and grab the meat, and I want to throw it out to see.
You
if
sure
the
you
wolf
don't
goes
want
You're
to
gonna-
it.
Open
Crack
the door,
open
get
first.
the
to
meat,
check
and chuck it further.
Yes.
to check to see if this bloody piece of meat that's sitting on the porch and some gyro that's literally chomping on some human being. You sure you still want to peek out the front door first?
No, I'm just gonna wing it
All right.
full
Fuck
on,
it.
going for it. Am I
Okay.
rolling?
You're gonna roll your. This is a big slab of meat, and you're a hobbit. Roll your strength check to see how far you
Oh, God. 19. No, 18.
throw. All right, you
Yeah.
freaking chuck this thing. Right, you run out, you chuck it. Now, which direction are you trying to throw it?
Literally any direction I can throw it to.
All right, so you just throw it straight out, right? And as it lands in these fields, it's like, yeah, this gets thrown, baby back rib falls here, and like as it lands, immediately you see this form that was hiding behind this wall, just like pounce on the meat, like ripping it apart, right? But as it like goes, it doesn't attack it to eat it. It like attacks it to kill it, right? And as it like bites down, you can hear the cracking of bones as it's just like chomping and like dragging, and throws it off to the side as it looks over at you.
I'm gonna see this, and I'm just gonna like look at. My eyes are gonna like widen up, and I'm just gonna like kind of like do that like air grab, like trying to bring Wilbur back.
Can I have you all roll your initiative for me, please? We'll see who goes first.
Initiative?
Mm-hmm.
8.
I got 12. Surprisingly, the big orange dice.
Randy is a 12. All right. Let me roll for Hellion. Yeah, he sucks. All right. With that, the wolf is going to lose its movement as it lets out a free action roar. As it just crosses this distance and leaps towards Engelbert. It's going to attack you,
It's not.
and it's going to use its bite.
I will not.
And interesting. Okay. Plus 3 to hit. What is your AC, please?
My what?
What's your armor class? Your
Oh,
defense?
God.
Basically,
Leather
remember, I need to
jerkin.
roll to hit.
10.
Does it say 10? It says 10, right?
I thought it was 13.
I think it was 13.
12.
Is it 13? I have leather jerkin 10, and then parentheses I put 13. I don't know what that
Yeah,
is.
so no, I think normally you have 10, but because you have the leather jerkin, it's giving you.
Okay.
So you should have, I think, 13. Which I don't know which number is bigger, 13 or 19. Is it 19? Is 19 bigger?
It's not. No.
Okay, great. Let's roll for some damage on this.
Quick fucking hobbit. God
To be fair, to be completely fair, I may have thrown too big of a thing at you guys, but
No, it takes planning.
I took a risk.
you took a
I
risk.
risked it for the biscuit.
I got an NPC right next to me. I'll sacrifice.
As this, you just feel as this wolf's mouth bites down on your small hobbit shoulder, doing 9 points of damage. How much health do you have?
10 or 13, I guess. 'Cause of the armor.
13. No. You have. You should have a. So your armor is your defensive number. Your health is.
I don't know. My health is at.
Hit dice. What does it say for your hit dice? Anything? No.
I have no idea.
You have no clue. Okay, give me a second to look.
I don't know where I see that at.
It's okay. You are a
I-
treasure hunter.
I think you have 10 health
Let me look.
because I took 7 damage, recovered 2.
Each
and
class
I'm
is
at-
different.
Yeah.
So let me look at 76. And you're a treasure hunter. You have what's your constitution modifier? What's your constitution score?
14.
Oh, nice. Okay. So on first level, you would have your health is 8 plus 2. So you have 10 points of health. So if you took 9, right? Is that what I said? You have 1 point of health. You just feel
I'm
this
not
like
dead.
you're not dead. With that though, it is Radol's turn.
So this thing, the wolf's right on the porch now.
It's right on the porch, literally right on Engelbert.
Right on top
And-
of me,
Yeah, biting down.
chomping down on my hobbit parts.
Well,
You could light him on fire.
LOTR might be over very quick.
Light him on fire.
Do I have the like
Kill him.
I have
Just
the flash.
kill him.
I got the lamp.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. You got a spear in your hand.
I'm gonna say fuck it, bro. Like if this thing is quiet, like if I'm at the door, it's on the porch. We're talking like it's like 5 feet away from me. Like, how did it not just bite his shoulder off? I don't know. That would be a weird sight.
Pretty much is.
Fuck it. All right, we're just gonna. I'm gonna see this. I'm like, oh fuck. I'm just gonna. I'm just gonna take like the lantern. I don't like flask and all, or just the lantern. I'm just gonna like just toss, like just chuck it like right at the fucking beast's face. Like,
Got it. His face?
It's
Wow,
right
all right.
there.
I know, but so is Engelbert. All right, roll your
Whoa.
dexterity for me, please. Too late.
It's over, Engelbert. I might
I had
spread
one
out.
health left. At least call me Bert
got a
before you
13.
kill me.
Okay. You throw this. You light and throw this lantern as it flies.
Wait, but what was I rolling for though?
Your dexterity.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, Dex is 11, so if it was the 13s, 14 or still
14.
Okay.
Or you had 11?
My Dex is 11. I
Yeah.
rolled a 13.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think that's 0. So it doesn't matter. You still hit it, right?
Okay.
You're throwing it through. As this lantern flies, hits the wolf in the face, causing flames and fire to like blast and explode. Can I have Engelbert.
You better roll fucking good.
Roll for me. And can you please roll? Button.
Sorry, Dalton. Sorry, Gilbert.
Can you do a saving throw? And you're gonna do your dexterity saving throw to try and get away from this. What did you get?
I got a 2.
Damn it! Fuck, bro. I'm gonna tell you, like, look, we got like a 30% roll rate. Good roll rate.
As the flames expand from the wolf's face, it hits right on target. Unfortunately, as we just mentioned, the wolf's face is quite literally on Engelbert. As the Engelbert, you smell that distinct smell of like burning hair first. It like invades your nostrils as you start to then smell burning flesh. And it's a mixture of burning wolf head and small hobbit body.
It's kind of tingles. What's that feeling?
Flames start to spread across both of you. And with that, we'll end today.
So he's just gonna be a burn victim now, not die.
He's gonna have a cool, sweet burn, half body face.
That went just about as terribly as I thought it could go.
The moment we went into that house, I know we're fucked.
No, we weren't. We
guys got the goblins pretty quick.
Yeah, but the goblins don't do shit.
Yeah.
We don't have that many good weapons.
Yeah.
Hellion doesn't want to help.
We should have built the lighthouse.
Well, to be fair, you all came with somebody and quite willingly sacrificed that person.
No, he was trying to get away. I just had to immobilize him and cut the back of his legs. That's all.
You just lit his porch on fire, so we'll.
Yeah, I mean, I took an arrow to the chest for it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, there's still a way to get out of this, and wolves.
Bro, is there like a lake of water?
I mean, to be honest, what you're doing isn't dumb. Wolves are. So I'll have you guys roll. Your characters don't know it in game, but you guys can know it out of game. They're like terrified of fire, so this is a great move. It just unfortunately it involves Engelbert as being a part of. Caught up in that friendly fire. You know
well, Engelbert, if you somehow live and the oil is all over the space, maybe he's blind now and can't see us, and just has to run off smell alone.
I might just piss him off even more,
or its
bite
body
my
will
face
just
off.
melt onto your body, and you'll just become the thing.
Oh yeah. Well,
oh man.
On that note, I'd love to talk about buying local as opposed to saving money, but I feel we've gone long, so that will be our opening topic.
I don't mind.
I think Dalton. Oh, okay.
No, we're good.
Never mind. If we're good, then let's talk about it. Randy, I think this is your point.
Yeah. As being a local store owner now, and just over the past, let's say 5 years. Yeah, I've wanted to start supporting more local businesses. Just buying local, helping support them. If it's if we're talking the dollars are negligible, if there's like a $5 difference, whatever. But I mean, now with respect to what you're buying.
Yeah.
It all has to do with respect to what you're buying. I'm not gonna walk into the grocery store and willing to pay like $6 for a gallon of milk when I know I can buy it for $3 somewhere else. There's that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But we're bringing this discussion comes to because Dalton and myself are getting into Warhammer, and it's a hobby that is not a cheap hobby And just like I was telling Tanya, I don't want to invest like over $1,000 into an RC car that's sitting down there and I haven't touched in like 8 months.
Yeah.
100%. So
Yep.
I get the fact you want to buy as cheap as possible. But still, I'm an avid user of eBay. I love eBay. I tried lowballing motherfuckers, but they didn't take the lowball because they're already lowballing. But hurt. So we go to Fundemonium, great place. Love the people there. Very, 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 very helpful. That being said, they are more expensive. They mom and pop shops, just like us, we're not buying at a crazy quantity. The more that a place can buy, the bigger the discount.
Yep.
If a place buys 4 boxes of items and they bought them all at $100 wholesale, and they're selling them all for $200. Okay, now at least I can get away and make decent profit selling each of these boxes at like 60. Okay, profit. But now if I buy 20 boxes and I can get them all at $60 wholesale, I can now sell it to you at $130 and still make the same profit.
Yeah,
it's insane. So you want to support the local, but the local doesn't have as much capital as
the buying power.
They don't have the buying power. The more you buy, the cheaper. Like the more a store buys, the cheaper the thing can be because they're spreading it out over the course, and that's just how it is. And they're equating the shipping costs into all these. And let me tell you, people, shipping costs is taking the fact of every single thing you fucking buy. Just because you get a box of product for fucking cheap, I got a box, dude. Dalton, Bert, I just got this Drukari set for super fucking cheap. I bought 30 of them. Oh yeah, you know what? How much it costs to ship the 30 boxes that have lead weight inside? It cost me $800.
Yeah.
That's a very, very, very exaggerated thing. But now I got to divide that $800 cost into all these boxes. The idea of supporting local, I draw the line. I said $25. I'll probably draw the line at $20. Sure. The line gets smaller.
To Fundemonium's defense, they're not selling above retail.
No, they're not.
I don't believe. Because that little Necron box I bought with the paints, same price on the game shop thing. Their paints, I think maybe are 20 cents more, at least for the little bottles. I think I can get them on game shop for like 20 or $4.25 or something. I think they're selling for $4.99. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
They're Into the Dark Kill Team box. They're selling at a retail for $210. But if I can get on eBay for $130, I'm gonna buy on eBay for
that's a massive new.
Because that's $70 more I can then spend at Fundemonium on paints
or on
and stuff.
gas, or on food,
or anything else.
Yeah.
Necessities. Like their small Kill Team box, I think that has 13 figures in it. Fundemonium is selling it for $110. eBay, $85.
Yeah.
Every single Kill Team box that they were selling was like $85. Now, what the hell is up with the Space Marines? Does nobody like that? Because that shit was $35.
Really? How many was it? The full dudes? Was it all?
It was like a smaller box of like 10 characters or something. But it was like $35, and it was like I just got the thing like nobody liked these guys. Maybe I'm wrong with the name.
Yeah.
But there was one that was a lot cheaper on there, and I was tempted just to buy it just to have
it. Yeah. It's so here's the stupid thing about Games Workshop is like nobody can understand sometimes their whole pricing model, right? Because it doesn't make sense sometimes when you're people have been trying to figure out, is it like per plastic, is it per models? Like they have it's all across the board. There's really a level of like inconsistency sometimes because you have things like the Tyranids where you need a lot of models to field them, right? Oh,
that's a TV notification.
Yeah, so it's weird. So some things might just be older kits. So sometimes if it's an older kit, then they just want to move that and they'll lower the price. But I don't know. Without seeing it, it's hard to tell. But Space Marines are the poster children of Warhammer. So it's actually they have a lot of models and a lot of units So a lot of kits come out. But I'm curious now that next time you go in there, take a picture of it.
Yeah. I might just, well, if I have extra cash, I'll buy it.
They have the Chaos Demons. I almost bought them.
Chaos Demons are dope.
So like they're now the thing with Fundemonium and these shops, these hobby shops, that's what they are. They have specifics. That is the draw. They have the specific draws that I go there. Now, I've said it a bunch of times and I'll continue to say it. Jake's performance hobbies, regardless of who's fucking owned by Jake or fucking Hunter, it doesn't matter, but they've been in the game for so fucking long and they specifically buy boatloads of shit.
Yeah.
Fundemonium buys their parts from the same exact place, but they're not buying boatloads. They haven't been in the game for 20 years, so they don't have like that relationship. I would, if I'm going to go buy a full-on just unit, I will walk my ass into Jake's. I don't give a shit. I will buy it because I know it's $80 cheaper there. Just right off that. But I'll go buy all the little parts from Fundemonium. I'll try to spread the love, but like you just like $80 savings is an $80 savings. I mean, you're not saving, but an $80 discount is huge. I look at it as a discount, not even a savings. Just if you're saving money, it means you're not spending money.
Correct. Yeah.
But like, man, like the discount is just huge. Like,
I also want to spend a little bit because I do want to make a rapport there. Like,
dude, I left him a great fucking review after like.
I never review anything.
Oh, dude, I review so like if you piss me off, the review's going up. Like it's a bad review. If I leave a negative review, you really have to piss me off. Like I just don't do it. I think out of my 200 reviews or something, I've got like 3 bad ones, maybe 4. But they're negative. They're bad. Like and people find them useful.
Huh, yeah.
I would say Fundemonium, they have specifics. Like there are certain Lego stuff you're not going to find at Target. You're not going to find at other places. You have to specifically go there. Now the Legos are just expensive. Their Lego stuff might be like $10, $15 more.
Yeah.
But the fact that I could just grab it right here, not wait, I could find that value.
Yeah.
Now some of their little stuff, like their squishy plush toys.
Also, Legos just went up. I don't know if you know about that.
No, but fuck,
they just increased all their prices, so that might.
We just increased our prices on shit, man. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah,
it is.
Everything is. Yeah.
Everything is. Damn, fantasy.
Yeah. I tried. So go back to the original question. I try to wherever I can, and I think you guys nailed it. Which is like, there are like little things for like glue, right? Like I'm never gonna go buy glue on like, online because it's just like I need it for the need that I need. But for like the big kits, it's like when there's like such like I know Randy doesn't do Amazon, but like sometimes there's sometimes on Amazon where I'm like I'll look at like a kit and it's just like such a huge discount where I'm like I don't understand why this is like 30% or 40% off. I have to grab it, right?
So like the sprue cutters, Randall, the little cutters I gave you.
Yeah.
They're like $10 minimum at Fundemonium. On Amazon for $10, you can get a little travel kit where it has that. It has the X-Acto knife. It has fucking what they're called, little filers.
The filers,
it's got a few other things for the same price of one item at Fundemonium. So it's like stuff like that I can't justify buying when I know I can get it off Amazon for cheaper.
I have a quote. I'm gonna lay out a scenario that happened to me. You go into a specific shop like Fundemonium, or I'll just say it. I'm gonna say it anyway. I worked right next to Marin Hydroponics, and few years ago when I was very heavily in my growing weed and everything, I was getting my advice from them. I needed I needed some high quality clippers.
Sure.
To cut the weed, like they're specific types. They have like, and they're like all from Japan for some reason. I guess it's all like bonsai
steel,
but they're specific type. They're grooved. They're nice, sharp as hell. Like I'm there, and they spent the time to help me. It would be like 5 or 10 minutes, but it was like, all right, it's like $22 for these clippers. I'm like, maybe my money was a little more tight, but it was like I had to buy them. And then of course I go online, they're like $10. And I was like I felt obligated to buy them. Like add that because they helped me, they're there,
Yeah.
and they're staring at me. What am I gonna do? And I work right across the parking lot. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna think about it. You cheap bastard. Like I almost felt obligated to buy it at that point. Like I hate it when, and I personally don't do this to my customers. I like when the person I found a mono might just be standing there when I'm looking. I'm like, dude, just fuck off.
Yeah.
Like your presence is pressuring me to buy something.
Yeah. No, I get it because it's like, look, I get it because it's like that's their. It was like with Best Buy when I worked at Best Buy for a hot minute. People, I would never. There's so much to do in a big retail store like that with like restocking, doing things, whatever. Like, and on top of that, so many people are just approaching you because you have the blue shirt on that they're like, you're like, they tell you like, hey, can I help you with anything? But like, there's certain times where it's like, dude, I don't have time to do this, right? Or those people are coming to me. For a place like Fundemonium, like and Randy, I'm sure you agree with this. Every single sale counts, right? Yeah. So it's just like on top of that, you also have a hobby store for these people where it's like, I don't know how many people they have on their payroll there, right? So like,
dude, it seems like a lot.
It seems like every time I go in there, it seems like a lot. And
it seems like I don't know, like you think they would just have like 4 employees. The reality is they got like 10.
Yeah, because it is a big store.
Pretty busy sometimes though.
Yeah, dude, I will say.
Do they?
Well, I mean,
it's hit or miss, but I mean
Thursday and Fridays are their busy days.
Yeah.
They have RC night and then Warhammer night on Thursdays.
Yeah, I'm actually really curious to see how big of Warhammer turnout.
I've only seen one. I've only seen one. But Dalton, when we were there yesterday, they had a lot of tables set up. And I've never seen that many tables set up.
I didn't.
Do you have to rent the tables?
I don't know, but it was also RC night. So they have like RC track night where all I guess a bunch of individuals, dads, sons, moms, kids, whatever, they're going with their drift cars and they were setting up the track when we were there. Or they were rearranging the track. So I'm wondering if the tables were there because it was Warhammer and RC Day.
Yeah. Next time you guys go in, ask about the Warhammer tables and what their policy is for either, like, hey, cool. If we want to come here and use these tables, what does that look like? Because I know some places here in LA, yeah, they're just free to use. Some places are like, hey, it's $5 and you can use it for as long as you want, right? Which I never mind.
I gotta ask them.
Yeah, ask them because it's like I want to know, and I want to know. It's like, do we need to bring our own terrain? Do they have stuff that's available? Remember that one time we played the Star Wars figures at Clark's or Outer Plains, or whatever it's called, and it was cool because we got to play on that big table. I have a bunch of terrain. I'd love not to haul it up.
I can tell you right now, they don't have to.
Great. Well, then I'm bringing my terrain. That's fine. That's just what I need to know. But like, can we just roll in and play on their tables?
I went a few weeks ago. Sarah and I went. I think we went to PetSmart and we stopped in real quick. It was a Thursday night, and I looked, and if I recall, they had 2 people playing like on one table, another 2 people directly behind them, and then they had 2 more people playing Kill Team. So I think they had 2 40K going or whatever it was, and then 1 Kill Team. But that was one night.
Well, was it a designated Warhammer night? Can you and I just roll in? Can the 3 of us just roll in?
It was Thursday. So yeah, Thursday's their designated Warhammer night.
So actually,
what does it look like outside of that?
But I'm gonna ask them.
Yeah.
On the outside of the week, because like Randall said, sometimes they have RC nights, sometimes they have like
RC nights are on Fridays,
model nights or whatever, or other stuff. So I think it's just Thursday for Warhammer. I think other days are designated for other activities or not at all.
Yeah. So all the tables that were set up when we were there for Thursday were for Warhammer, and then RC night is Friday night. RC because I looked on their calendar, so RC night's always gonna be Friday. So yeah, I mean, it was just having like the one time I went in, there was like 6 people on one table, just like all like being loud, and it was just enjoyable to watch for 5 minutes.
So if we want to, okay, actually, this is helpful. If I don't want to dox us, so let me ask you a question. Sometimes I forget that we're recording. We're still recording, so as soon as we're done recording, I'm gonna pitch a specific day to y'all for when I'm up. And
FYI, the same people that play on Thursdays at Fundemonium for Warhammer play at Outer Plains on Sunday.
oh, okay. So the
The
Outer
problem
Plains,
is-
Sunday's Christmas
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah, well, my prejudice towards Outer Plains now is there.
Oh, I mean, I work on
Prejudice
Sundays.
as
so
in
I-
like,
Well, it's just
okay.
because there's it's nothing. It's nothing now. Like they have like shitty comics and everything is magic based.
Mm.
That's
Well,
the problem with Outer Plains.
Here's my secret thing. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you all into Warhammer. It sounds like that's already the case, and I'm super excited. They have Warhammer magic decks, and so once I get you,
Fucking guy.
once I get you guys into that, I'm gonna get you
make
into
you
magic.
spend
You know what,
more
dude? We're
money.
just gonna play Hearthstone and call it a day.
I haven't played that in forever.
That game got me fucking so mad at points.
Yeah,
That card game. And then they updated it, and I was like, I'm done. I don't wanna do this
yeah.
anymore.
I stopped playing years ago. But.
Also, Tito started playing. He was getting too into it, and I couldn't keep up.
Well, I'm excited because we're
Alright.
gonna do a Lord of the Rings sesh when we're up.
Yeah,
Called-
when are you planning on driving up?
That's what I want to talk to you guys offline so that I'm
Yeah.
not doxing myself and telling people where we're gonna be on what days. Hey, you know what?
Gotcha.
Honestly, that would actually leading up to it, if we got fans of JARdon the Mess, and we're all planning on going to Fundemonium, I'm fuck it, whatever. We can tell people I don't care.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, we talk about like they don't know what
Okay.
Fun is at this point.
Yeah. Okay.
No, that'd be cool. I'll hit up my friend. I'll ask him again. Or I didn't ask me. I just said Warhammer.
I'll try and bring a few teams so that if we have anyone show up that wants to play, but yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
JARdon the Mess.
JARdon the Mess, everybody.
Huzzah!
Later.